Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the presentation today. Today, we are doing the second installment of the Cannabis Tech Stack Summit, where we will be deep diving into the different pieces of software that are provided for cannabis operators and helping us as accounting professionals and professional service providers better understand how to get reports out of it and how to better serve our clients. And so today we have John Jacobs again. You guys may have seen him last month. He is the sales director for BioTrack Alleaves. And so we did have a BioTrack presentation that was very well received. Thank you so much, John, for that. And now we're going to get a better understanding of the Alleaves the Alleaves system. So, John, if you could just introduce yourself and then we'll start the presentation.
Of course, thank you so much for the kind introduction, Naomi, and, great to be here again. And for everybody who was on the last BioTrack presentation, welcome back. Excited to show you some of the Alleaves reports and different kind of things that are going on with this product. But, again, thank you, Naomi, so much to be back. I think, always happy to connect with Naomi and her group, just trying to offer education as, the technology in this industry continues to develop, and offer as much as we can, I think that's all how we get better, just sharing knowledge across, everybody throughout the industry. So thank you very much for having us back.
Okay, awesome. And just let us know that you guys are here in the chat, where you guys are chiming in from. And if you are a cannabis, what do you do? Are you an accountant? Are you a business owner, dispensary? Let us know. And I will just add your presentation and we can go ahead and get started.
Great. Well, thank you so much. To introduce myself, my name is John Jacobs. I'm the sales director for Alleaves. I've been in the cannabis industry about 8 years at this point. Working with BioTrack and Alleaves that entire time. So throughout that time, have interacted with cannabis operators on a daily basis throughout the full vertical supply chain, cultivators, manufacturers, dispensary operators, accountants, consultants, everything. So have seen it all through the years. This presentation will be geared towards reporting capabilities for accounting professionals. Obviously, point of sale systems can be used in a variety of different ways, and there's tons of depth of functionality within every system. But this will be geared around how it could be used for financial reporting, taxes, accounting related functionality. So a little company update from our side. So we have a conglomeration of products over on this side. We have the BioTrack product, which we reviewed last month, represents the cultivation and processing side of the tech stack. We have MJ Freeway in the mix as well, which is a full vertical software, but primarily deployed in Pennsylvania and Puerto Rico. And then, we have Alleaves, which is our full vertical tech stack software for dispensary operators. It's for dispensary and delivery only, but it's a full vertical tech stack. We offer the point of sale, which we'll be probably prioritizing today. We have e-commerce. We have a delivery application for last mile delivery, integrated payment processing, and Alleaves is available in all metric markets, Florida and Vermont as well. So it's available all over and getting great reviews from our clients. So Alleaves is really a modern point of sale system. And we have the teams from BioTrack and MJ Freeway offering legacy knowledge. So, that's kind of where the company sits today. What we'll review today, we'll understand how Alleaves supports financial reporting. There's tons of reports in the system, but we'll prioritize a few. Some of the reports within Alleaves are sync, where they populate hourly in the system. Others are real-time reporting in the software. So we'll go over the difference between those. We'll touch on how you can have visibility into real-time inventory, real-time cash transaction history. We'll review multiple ways to do Z-out reports as well. We'll also gain clarity on inventory and cost of goods sold tracking. We'll talk about product level costs versus batch level costs in the point of sale. And then we'll review all sorts of relevant system settings as well. The reports will be the most important, but the settings in the system behind how those reports get populated, I'd say, are equally as important. So we'll review how you can set costs and prices per location in the system, talk about pre and post-tax pricing, medical versus recreational pricing in the system, discount settings, all of the fun back-end settings that are ultimately so important. Alleaves Insights is the reporting module that we'll be reviewing today. It's included inside of Alleaves point of sale system. So it just comes with the point of sale, easily accessible for everyone using Alleaves. We'll learn how a lot of KPIs and location-based reporting drive better advisory services from an accounting perspective. We have a report called KPI Accounting Tracker. Alleaves also has lots of reports geared around multi-location. So obviously that can be a huge challenge in terms of aggregating reporting, but also being able to separate reporting from specific locations or specific markets. So you'll see throughout the system, it's geared to be very friendly towards multi-location management. We'll review Z-out reports and the daily complex sales report. That's kind of a favorite. And then we'll go through multiple inventory reports, discuss historical versus current inventory. So be able to look back at your current picture, but also current picture at a later date in time, or a previous date in time for historical reporting. We have some cool reports in the system as well for product aging and inventory forecasting, like reorder suggestions based on data that's in the system, such as low inventory thresholds and sell-through rates. We also have a report for kind of a master item list. So I'm seeing, the use for product assortments to become, much more common throughout the industry, where you need a single source of truth and a way to view that. So we do have a report for your master product assortment. There's multiple ways. Similarly, with the BioTrack presentation, there are other ways to customize and filterable options, saving views and whatnot in reports within Alleaves. So we'll go through some of those customization options as well. We'll also discuss evaluating integration capabilities for a unified tech stack. So our perspective over here at Alleaves is, we offer everything in-house. So you could use Alleaves for your full tech stack, for e-com, point of sale, payments, everything. But we also plug into other systems. So we can integrate with a multitude of third-party e-commerce, loyalty, CRM, other systems. So, I think that's really important nowadays, because you don't want to be forced into using a single system for your entire tech stack, because everyone does things differently. Different companies have different features, different pricing models, and different rates of innovation, to be honest, as well. So we, believe in opening our customers up to that other innovation happening throughout the space, and being able to plug into it where it makes sense for, an individual operator. So you can see a list here of, all our different options for, kind of building a tech stack. And, there's more to this as well. We have a partnership page on our website that goes into more detail. But, Carrot has been an amazing partner. AIQ, a lot of our customers use them for e-commerce. Mosaic, a fairly newer partnership that has extremely innovative things on the e-commerce side. We tie into all the classics as well, your Weed Maps, Leafly. So, from an accounting perspective, a lot of these, the volume for orders is being placed online nowadays, and that percentage continues to go up. So having an integration between the e-commerce and the point of sale is critical to make sure everything lines up in terms of the orders process, money collected, Taxes, sometimes there's different taxes from different zip codes that are ordered from delivery perspectives. So having an integration into whatever e-commerce is very critical here. Payment processing as well. This is kind of a bread and butter over here at Alleaves. We offer payment processing in-house integrated with the point of sale. From an accounting perspective, you'll get multiple different portals and reports showing the differences between debit transactions, cash transactions, all of that. So I'm just making sure my screen is still live here so the reports don't go away. But, we'll go through a lot of those when the time comes here. We also have the delivery app as well. So again, just speaking to a unified tech stack, this has been a differentiator for Alleaves. We have a last mile delivery app with route optimization and customer communication, similar to a DoorDash or Uber Eats type add-on as well. So happy to review any other details about the tech stack, but we integrate with a lot of folks.
Yeah, so if anybody is using Alleaves, are curious about it, or has clients on it, just drop your comments in the chat and we'll answer them as we go.
Awesome. So we'll be going through a lot of reports today inside of the system, but Alleaves also has a QuickBooks integration too. So if you're using QuickBooks on your end, just know that you can plug in Alleaves automatically into QuickBooks. Now, we've put a lot of thought into our QuickBooks integration with Alleaves, and we use Racetrack to create the connection. So essentially, every point of sale system can be different and customized. QuickBooks can be different and customized as well. So it's not always apples to apples communicating with each other. It's initially apples to oranges a lot of the time. So through our QuickBooks integration, there's a consultation at the beginning of the process to figure out what you would like mapped from Alleaves into QuickBooks and how that would work in a few different areas. So we create a mapping process through the integration to create apples to apples from Alleaves to QuickBooks. That's a challenge we've seen. A standard QuickBooks integration, just trying to plug things in, can actually potentially create more confusion sometimes. So we make sure to do it correctly and do custom mapping for the data reporting. This also reduces some risk of mass data import into QuickBooks. If any of you have experienced that, the data is being transferred in smaller loads. So it helps increase the reliability. It can summarize the point of sale data as well, instead of importing line item data into QuickBooks to improve load times. You can streamline payables by ensuring that QuickBooks matches Alleaves and reduce overbilling as well. Because of this integration, nothing will be missed from that perspective. Alleaves integrates with QuickBooks on multiple different data points, the first being kind of received inventory. So can create a summarized QuickBooks bill for inventory received through Alleaves. Can also categorize the transactions coming in via mapping and can pre-populate your vendors in QuickBooks that are in Alleaves. So, it's pushing data both ways. The vendors can be pre-populated. This can also allows for a blanket term structure to be set for product-related bills. On the sales side, a lot of different things get reported. You can see them listed out there, sales returns, cost of goods, discount taxes, and fees. Those are created as individual services in QuickBooks through the integration. And then, of course, delineates the cash versus debit transactions. So we do have a full presentation with information about our Alleaves and QuickBooks integration via Racetrack. So feel free to reach out if you'd like more information about that, but happy to be able to offer that integration. Cool. I guess, do we have any questions in the chat, Naomi? Or
yeah, there's one question that just popped in about a Xero integration. Have you guys considered that as well?
Yes, I've actually seen that in the demo version drop down in like the sandbox. So I know that is being worked on.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. A couple others as well, I believe, are in the pipeline.
Okay. They're asking for that racetrack training. So if there's enough interest, we may bring you back for that.
Sounds good. And we can provide some content afterward as well for the racetrack piece. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for now.
Okay, cool. I am going to kill my camera here. It just helps my screen run a bit quicker for the demo and the reports loading. Also, I've kind of preloaded what I can here, but via the screen share, it tends to load a little slower. So I'll go through the reports as quickly as I can here, guys.
You need me to shut mine down as well?
No, I think you're good.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So this is Alleaves. Clearly, it's just a web-based application accessed through the browser. And this could be accessed, from Apple devices for reporting purposes, Windows-based devices, tablets. You could even access a version on your cell phone. So, it's just a purely web-based system. I'll show you how to do a transaction through the point of sale just briefly, and then we'll focus on the reports as well. So you're landing at kind of the check-in screen. Folks will check in customers into the store. You can see a wait time counts there as well for each visitor. So we'll click on jump and the point of sale loads. You can see a note pops up, custom for every patient, and then information about the customer over here. The date of birth, customer sense. We do have a store credit feature, loyalty opt-ins, buttons to check their balances as it relates to their purchase limits in every market. You could also click on the customer profile to go in and see all sorts of purchase history, customer level discounts, tons of customer information. Bringing up product is easy. A lot of times this is done with a scan, similar to a gas station or grocery store where you're scanning a barcode and it's being added to the cart. I'll add one manually here, and that's added to the card on the right. You could also go back and search, if maybe somebody prefers sativa, you can search sativa in that bar and see all the products that are that type. You could also open this up for additional filter options by category, by brand, by strain type, etc. So pretty user-friendly point of sale and easy to use. We try to really arm the bud tenders with information, the testing results, images, product descriptions, so they can, talk to the customers as educated as possible. The cart checking out, just real quick, you click the amount due. Here are our payment options. We have up to, I think, 6 or 7 in the back end settings that you can turn on and off for tender options. I have cash, store credit, and Alleaves Pay activated. Alleaves Pay, if you click this button, it wakes up the debit card terminal, populates the total, and the customer pays using their debit card. You could also do split methods and report against all of that. If someone wants to, for say, use half store credit and put the rest on their debit card, no problem. You can do that workflow in the system and report against it on the back end. Let's say it was cash in this case. We submit the order and we're complete and paid. So you're done, you click exit and grab the next customer in line. So that's a transaction on the point of sale to just kind of serve as a baseline. There's also all sorts of obviously operational, related functionality.
So there are a couple of questions. I'm going to pop them in now before you move on. So Arlene is asking, is there an API endpoint to fetch route performance metrics for dashboarding?
Yes. So we do have route performance metrics and all sorts of like marketing related metrics and reports within the system itself. Alleaves also has an API allowing third parties to connect to certain data points to extract data. Now we do have a partnerships division and kind of an integration process, but we have great internal reporting. Plus, we connect with third parties. Headset is integrated into Alleaves for probably a similar reason there, Arlene.
Okay. And then Jacob is asking, will we have access to medical information and need a BA?
So all state by state. I guess I don't know exactly what a BA is.
I'm not sure what that is either, Jacob, if you can pop it in the comments.
But in every state, in every medical state, you'll fill out the required information, for each customer. So that could be, date of birth, physician referral date or expiration, address information. We have a tab here for medical information as well within Alleaves.
Okay. And then Arlene is asking another question about how should tips and, Jacob says BA is business associate.
I'm not sure, but that's a field that could live in the customer profile.
Okay. And so Arlene is asking, how should tips and delivery fees be handled in QuickBooks? I'm not sure if you would know this part because this is more of an accounting question. Should it be passed through as a driver liability payroll or recognized as a store revenue and later paid out?
I don't know that, Naomi, but I do know we'll allow you to report against those fields, and then those could be handled appropriately. However, from an accounting perspective,
right? Yep. Yeah, from my experience working with clients, tips that is part of the payroll side and not store revenue. Okay. All right. Let's see. Judy is asking, are there any third-party debit software package integrated successfully in the live environment? Which ones, if there are?
Currently, Alleaves Pay would be the one that's integrated with the point of sale. Others I've seen, I guess, used alongside the system usually requires some double entry. However, through the merchant portal, we do have like sync capabilities, that help with reconciliation. But currently, Alleaves and Alleaves Pay.
Okay. And then another, Jacob is just wondering with the medical thing, do you guys have any built-in HIPAA compliance features for that?
Yes, I know, in the markets, in those medical markets, we're definitely, very considerate of what we need to have in place. So I guess not specifically, I know we've passed third-party audits kind of around that subject as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Let's go on to the reports, the exciting part. Okay. For us as accountants.
Great. So we'll go through quite a bit here today. I just want to show the dashboard. So if you click Alleaves, it takes you to a basic dashboard. This is kind of just an example of some of the reporting. So you can see your metrics for yesterday, week to date, month to date, kind of click through these things pretty easily. You could also see this data for one location, which we're looking at now. This is how you flip between the locations here if someone has multiple stores. Right now, I'm looking at this dashboard data for one store. You could flip this on and look at it for all locations. So that's just one example of how we're able to quickly aggregate data from multiple stores to populate in one dashboard in this case. But, that'll be a common theme throughout the reports to be able to look at the data from an aggregate perspective or from a by store perspective as well. This is just showing us some total metrics, month to date, orders, net sales, units sold, discount rates, your average ticket price and average unit price per transaction, new versus returning customers, sales by order type, and top 20 products sold. So super basic metrics to get us started just on the product dashboard right here. Now, all the reports live in this Insights tab. So you can see how many there are here, from sales through inventory, customer related reports, retail. There's tons. There's Power BI reports. So some of these reports are built on Microsoft Power BI. Others are built on Sigma based reports. So we use two different reporting engines. Both are great. We also have this section real time right here as well. So, these ones with Power BI and Sigma load hourly. This section up top, real time, these load in real time. So I have the real time pulled up here. We'll just click on current inventory, for example. Here's the current inventory in real time for the store. So this would be similar to our presentation last month with BioTrack, how, it just pulls every available field and makes it visible on the report here for current inventory. So your wholesale price, item cost of goods, location item cost, batch cost of goods. So I just like how it lays multiple things out here on one spreadsheet. You can rearrange all these as well. Maybe we want the quantity rearranged over here. You can just click and drag. We're also looking at current inventory from just one store. You could add multiple through here too.
Okay.
All this can be exported to Excel as well. You could also sort.
So does this give you like inventory turns or days in inventory and all that type of stuff? Or is that the KPI report that we would need?
Yeah, that'll be on a different one.
Okay.
But yeah, we have ones designed specifically for like the turn rates and low quantity thresholds and whatnot.
Okay. There is a question about the racetrack, if that's already enabled, or is that something that needs to be configured individually by account?
Configured individually by account.
Okay, so Arlene, you would just contact your representative and they'll help you with that.
Yep. Arlene, you can reach out to me. Cool. So there's current inventory in real time. The one thing I like about this too is you could click on these batches or on the items as well to go change things or visit the item page essentially to take action on it or adjust certain things. And there's permission settings behind all of this. Obviously in the back end, who's allowed to set things up, but I like how through that report you can access the product for setup. So that's real-time inventory. You can also look at real-time cash transaction history. These are all the transactions taking place. So the date, the time, the register, order, customer name, order type, and amount. So that's just in real time, the order's taking place. And then we have real-time batch history as well. So I'll just select something to get this report to populate here. This will show you complete history on a batch.
So what is a batch? Is that an invoice or what's that considered?
A batch, like a metric batch or a BioTrack batch of product.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know these are the real-time reports. So this is probably something in the other reports, but like historical, like how much inventory did I purchase last month? Is that a different report?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It will be through one of these inventory reports. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Historical, I see historic inventory. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So these ones have just been really helpful, the real-time reports. And then this is an example, of one of the Z out reports where you can see, the register, if it's open or closed, when it was opened, who it was opened by, when it was closed. Per register, opening balance, closing, expected, counted, any difference, any payouts that were made, the closing deposit.
Okay. Now, are there any controls around the opening and closing? Because I just opened one of my client reports and it says this register has been open for 365 days. I don't think that would be good controls. Like, do you have to close them or does it matter?
I believe they have to be closed, but I think we have a setting in the back end that would automatically prompt a closeout if it sat idle for an extended period of time. We have similar settings for like e-com orders that wouldn't just sit there forever and add up to that would be closed out. So I'm not sure for sure, Naomi, but I think we have cleanup processes to make sure that things just don't sit. Yeah.
So Angela's asking, where do you find this report? And on opening, closing registers, this just the current reports Z out?
Yeah, where I am right now is under Insights. Click Real Time, and then Z out right here. Yep.
Okay.
But you can just see, I like all the different tender methods, obviously, that open up. You can see all the columns here, guys. Cash, change, tip, like was mentioned.
Yeah, and so can this be exported into an Excel?
Mm-hmm. Yep, export to Excel.
Okay. Us accountants love Excel.
Yep. And you could click through predetermined timeframes or do a custom.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Got gift card, you'll notice as a column.
Okay.
And we offer gift cards as well. So you could we offer branded gift cards if our clients would like to purchase gift cards to sell at their store. Those can be actually loaded with funds through the cashless ATM, through the Alleaves Pay cashless ATM, given as gifts, and then spent through the debit terminal as well. Great. So those are our real-time reports.
So Angela's saying this report removed the manual closing form that they, will this report remove the manual closing form that we fill out with our client? This might be a question for me. I guess it just depends on how your cash controls are set up and what you require that client to do. Because I would think that if this kind of gives you an update on the open and closed, you can just kind of print this out as your support at the end of each day. And I moved it into full screen, everyone, because I was struggling reading it. So hopefully that helps everybody to see the details of these screens.
Cool. Thanks, Naomi. And I can zoom in probably a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Great. So that was the real-time section. Now we'll start going through, a few of these here. I have this KPI accounting trackers, what it's called, preloaded here. Zoom in on this just a bit. And these are the metrics that populate, for that report. So we're looking at net revenue right now on this graph for multiple locations. You could also look at this, for example, total tickets, units sold, average ticket prices, things like that. So it's kind of interactive. All of these tiles as well are drillable to where you can click the three dots and click export data. So that's a common theme throughout all of this, but every one of these tiles will have these three dots where you can export the underlying data. So we're just seeing.
So this is really good KPI information. Anybody who's on this call who may have been through, I have a training program and we have a KPI section, and we hone in on the average ticket price and the units per transaction. Those are two really important numbers, because if you can get those specific numbers up, following those with your client, that can help with their profitability if they can sell more to less customers, less client, or less guest. And a lot of UTP is units per transactions. ATP is average ticket price.
Yep, absolutely. And you'll see those in multiple columns throughout the next reports as well. Like, we agree with you, those are like critical metrics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our accounting tracker. You could also open this up from the side too, if you want to throw filters on this report as a whole. So right now we're looking at this report as a whole, but you could open that up and look at this report for, say, a category, flower only or cartridges. So you can throw these filters on however you see fit as well.
And can you drill into these? Like, if I want to see the details of the net revenue snapshot or the details of the total tickets, can I just double click into those?
I think it'd be kind of either the export. We could try show as table.
Oh, I see. Somebody's asking, can this report be just like, I guess, a PDF as is, like this view?
Yes. Yep, it can.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. So now we'll move to the next, where I go, here's insight. This is also under sales, but it's just our second one down instead of the KPI accounting tracker, the product sales analysis here. So this is just giving more product sales data. But again, you can interact with the time period, select a custom, but this is mainly showing sales and margin by category here. You could also see it by product. And then this down here opens it up a bit where you could see it, by category, subcategory, and product.
Mm-hmm. This is some really good data.
Sure. You could collapse these as well if you're looking for more summary data. Or expand, however you need.
And if you can go back, product sales, gross sales. Okay, you can continue. Sorry.
No problem. There's a lot of tax settings in the back. We may not go through all of them, but we set up the tax rates for the specific jurisdiction, with the city, the county, the state rate all stacked on top of each other. Sometimes those need to be applied in certain orders as well in certain markets, such as California. So we have like stacking order settings where those can be applied, they're in certain orders. We also have, ability to set tax rates per product type. If in your market concentrates are taxed differently than edibles, taxed differently than flower, like we have all those back end settings that I can show you, like how to set up. But
yeah, you can show us that, because those rates also change. And so it's important for us to, as the accountant, to be able to peep in there and make sure that it's the accurate rate.
Of course, I'm getting this pulled up.
Okay, no worries. In the meantime, any questions? It looks like, okay. Okay, we have people following along in their system and taking notes as you go, so it's good.
Nice. So This is through all the settings, the system data, the back end, tons of different settings. I'm went into taxes here. And normally
Okay.
this is something we'll help set up during the onboarding process. Obviously critical to get correct. But we'll have taxes, tax groups, and also tax categories. For example, setting up a New York state cannabis tax, it's 9% and just one in a stacking order. So this is just kind of a flat 9%. But you can see all the different settings in here. The stacking order, so the order in which it gets applied, it's gross, tax, arm's length, excise, state or local tax, cannabis, non-cannabis. You can manage all your non-cannabis through the system too. And then use type, MetaRec. So you set all these up, and then they are applied to location. So for this tax, you can see what taxes are part of this group here. So for this store, it has 3 different taxes that apply, like in this order. Yep. So.
Okay, so I think Jennifer, you can just contact John Jacobs directly. She's asking, is there a way to get access to trial examples so she can become familiar? Oh, wait, I thought you wanted to get somebody set up. Yeah, do you guys have I guess a demo version, or how does that work?
Yeah. Just reach out to me. We'll have a quick conversation and then, try to get approval to get a trial, like a sandbox going. So we've done it before. Just reach out to me.
Okay. So this is, I love this right here. I'm already looking at ways that we as accountants can add immediate value to our clients. So this is something that's super duper important, because if they don't have the tax rates in here correctly and they don't have the tax stacking order, which if you're new to that, the stacking order is the way the tax is applied. So first this tax is applied, and then on that total, another rate is applied on that. And then on that total, another rate is applied. So if that's done incorrectly and they're under collecting with their sales taxes, then they're stuck paying the difference. So if you do come across a client who's on Alleaves and you are a potential client and you're looking to get in, you can do a little review and say, hey, let me just take a look to make sure that your tax rates are set up. So, because I understood, John, you said that this is done when they're onboarded, but over time, if they're not revisiting this, tax rates change. And so it does need to be revisited regularly.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and we can always help, with questions and whatnot. But yeah, ultimately, it's kind of on the client to keep up with the updates, as things change, and we can help, as needed too. But there's definitely opportunity there, and it's so critical. Awesome. So we can report against all these taxes as well. So it's set up on the back end. It's applied at the point of sale automatically. And then the data, goes to the back end here. So you'll select a reporting period, and then you can see it broken down all sorts of different ways. The total tax, the state, local, any excise components as well. And then you can see that entire breakdown by product too. So the entire breakdown, total tickets, units sold, average cost of good, total cost of good, profit margin per product, and tax.
And then those exporting this, is it just the 3 ellipses right there? Okay, yeah. So you can export this level of detail.
Yep.
And then this is also a good gut check as well, because when you're filing your state excise taxes and state sales taxes, typically you just can put in one number, the sales, whatever the sales were. So when you do that, you can kind of do a gut check to see if what the state calculates is what the system, the POS system, is actually calculating and collecting.
Absolutely. Great point. I pulled this report as well. This is interesting. Another tax related report, but this is a report for a market that requires you to report it per product type or delivery route, as they have here. So just a different way we can report against it. But you can see, there's a concentrates versus edibles bucket, rather than kind of a state versus local, type bucket. So,
yeah, if anybody on here has ever had to fill out the Oregon excise tax form, it is a nightmare. It requires by product type, dollar sales, and grams sold by month. That is difficult to pull.
absolutely. Yep. It's
Yeah.
crazy, all the different things to keep up with. But yeah, we can slice and dice it anyway for the reporting. So that's a lot of the sales section here. There's obviously others, many others, but kind of to keep things moving. Now I'll move into this inventory section down here. Session expired. And we'll do some inventory reporting. Okay, so this is your current inventory report. Again, you could look at this for one location or all locations or a combination of any of them, as well as filter this, by brand, by room. So we have, a room is called an area inside Alleaves. So if you have to report for, for example, what's in back stock or what's in, any of these different rooms, you can use these as filters too. Current inventory. I'll filter this to a location so you can see kind of how it breaks down. What I like is down here, the raw data. So here's your current inventory levels by product. So you can see, your total quantity on hand, total cost of good on hand, total retail price on hand, and then the detail in every column. So the product, the room it's in, the quantity on hand, low threshold, low quantity. This is a custom thing you can set in the system to be alerted when a product reaches a low quantity threshold here. Based on the low quantity threshold and the sell-through rate, it predicts if the inventory is good or if you potentially need to reorder, indicated by your red and green. So I'm looking good on most of my inventory. A couple I could reorder. Now, if I wanted to reorder these, you could see the cost, per unit. So that helps you predict, what you would spend, what you have on hand, the batch cost, some other information through here. So this is just one. We have some other sell-through reports as well that I'll pull up, but I like this one here. Kind of a simple.
That is really good.
Great.
I like those metrics at the bottom. Quarter.
Yeah.
Your cost of goods sold is less than a quarter of your sales price. Those look good.
I'm very efficient. Went to the historical report now. So we went from current inventory levels to historic inventory. This allows you to get a snapshot at any point in time of your inventory. So this is where you could adjust the date. I'm looking at it on July 23rd here. So similar data. I like how you can open it up and see it per store, and then, again, expand if you'd like to see into category or item too. So you can see your total cost of good by location, by category, and then by item. You can continue to open this up and it'll populate. I also liked the right here. Just the details. Oh, I like this, the historical movement. So here you have two different tabs too, historical inventory, something called historical movement here, where you could choose a time period and then see the data for the original quantity, quantity sold, total, adjustments, new quantity. So things like this, where it's like total starting COGS, inventory added COGS, adjusted COGS, sold, total ending cost of goods sold, any cost of goods sold movement. So I thought that report was relevant.
Now, which one gives you the days that it's been sitting there in inventory? Was that first report you showed us? Or like
Yeah.
historical days in inventory, so that they can kind of have an idea of which products are selling and which products aren't?
Yes.
Oh, Arlene is asking, is the COGS valuation pushed to QuickBooks? And I guess, do you know if it's using FIFO, LIFO, weighted average costing? I don't know, Arlene, if he'll be able to get
Yes.
into the journal entry, or maybe you can.
So yeah, tough to answer those exact details. I know COGS, yes, it can be pushed into QuickBooks. Believe the standard is FIFO. The cost, though, I know on the batch level will trump the cost on the product level if you have that. Happy to go into more details, but yeah, I know it pushes over.
Okay.
Yep. And then for your question, Naomi, I think we have a couple better reports kind of for that. So
Yeah.
we have
product aging. That's kind of.
Yeah. This is the product aging report. So again, yeah, drill down options right here. It's showing me it by category, but my units on hand, the average product age.
Oh, there we go. Is that days? Like 734 days? Or do you know?
Correct. Yeah. So for my demo system, yeah, it's pretty old. Some products sitting in there, and it's averaging all that together.
Got it.
But yeah, you could look at this product aging report, expiration days.
Got it.
There's also one. It's called product level forecast. And this one gives you, let's see. So gross sales, net sales, units sold, like average daily units sold. And then units on hand, and then estimated days remaining based on these two. So how many units do you sell per day? How many units do you have on hand? Estimated how much time do we have left before we sell out? 90-day quantity needed, level up 90 days. So, kind of predicting how much inventory you would need based on your sell-through rates for this report.
Okay. And Jacob is asking, can we set parameters on charts, or will we need to export?
Yep. You can customize all this. You could even personalize a view. I believe this is what you're asking, but you can pre-sort things, you can pre-filter things, and then you can save a personalized view of a report.
Okay.
Yep. So using these filters up top and saving it as a view. So that's a lot of the inventory. Mm-hmm. And I know we're kind of getting, close to time. But the next section, I was going to go through this retail section with more, your complex sales report. This is like a daily report that people run, deposits and withdrawals, voids, returns, cancels. We have reports for that, and then an additional Z out too. So this is your, complex sales report year to date. No filters currently on, just showing your summary metrics. Again, I didn't really point them out throughout, but these average ticket prices, and average unit price, units per ticket as well throughout.
Top 20s.
Yep.
Okay.
By location, gross, net, average ticket price, unit, total.
Does it also tell you, like, I guess, by register or by employee?
Absolutely. That'll be mainly the Z out.
Okay.
We do have under this human capital, like specific employee performance reports as well for budget performance. Mm-hmm. But the complex sales report has multiple tabs. You can drill down into as much detail as needed. And then just more Z out analytics. For summaries for Z outs. So this is similar to the real-time report. So there's lots to show. We could go into all the, at a later time through all the inventory settings, the product build out, the pricing and, all those different fields. But I hope we're able to showcase kind of the depth of the capabilities. It's also worth noting all those reports through the Insights tab. Like I said, it comes with the system. We don't really price these things separately per user or per terminal. Like Alleaves is affordable, and it just comes with all of it.
Nice. All right. Well, we are at our last couple of minutes. If there are any final questions, just let us know. But yeah, this was really good. I didn't realize so I've used Alleaves before the BioTrack merger, and it was not this level of detail at that time. So nice to see where it's gone.
Awesome. Yeah, we've come a long way. The teams are fully integrated, and, combining that new technology with some legacy experience, right? We can, and we take feedback from our clients too. Like we obviously have a pretty long priority list of requests, but we take them, we put it on a list, we work to prioritize them, and then we build it in. So a lot of these reports came from direct feedback.
And I do have one final question. Are you guys playing with the idea of building in any type of AI to help with data analysis and stuff?
Yes. On the front end, through some of our integration partners and through like e-commerce, we're seeing kind of AI bud tenders, being able to helping for like product recommendations online based on, certain profiles and whatnot. So I'm seeing it be used on the front end for product recommendations. On the back end, we're working on some more enhanced stuff. Nothing yet, though.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everybody's saying thank you, thank you, thank you. This was great. So thank you so much for being here today. And we look forward to having you next time if something else comes up.
No, awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you everybody for attending. Feel free to contact me directly. It's just john.jacobs@biotrackthc.com. My phone number as well, 303-747-4098. I'm on LinkedIn as well. Feel free to connect. But thanks again, Naomi. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you. You have a good one. Bye.
Bye.